Hi, this is Raptor67 here, and I'm going to give my opinion on Obama, and there's going to be another video on Romney, but this is my opinion on Obama. The first thing I need to address is Obama's closing the Alaskan oil. Now, I know for a lot of you environmentalists out there, you're going to say, oh yeah, that was a really good idea. Well, I might be able to change your mind, I might not. That was 60% of our oil that you just closed, right? And that does help the environment. I'll give you that. Maybe it does. But the fact of the matter is, we have not proved global warming. We have not proved that it's guaranteed the oil's going to spill, because that's the main reason why environmentalists are concerned, which I understand that. But we have a spill once every 100 years. I mean, come on, we gotta start manning up here. I mean, it's not gonna happen every time you drill oil. Another thing is that I find absolutely ridiculous is that people say, oh yeah, well, he's gonna tax the rich more, alright? With the amount of debt that he's added on, which, by the way, is more than every other president in the world combined, there aren't enough rich people in the world to tax. You could tax every middle class and up in the world, not even in America. You could tax every middle class person and up in all of the world, and you would not equal the debt we owe. That's something you have to take into consideration. That's his main plan, to get the debt back up. It's devoured right there. I mean, I can prove it to you. Go to usdebtclock.com. Great. And that'll show you how much each state earns. It'll show you the average. It'll show you the average national debt. It'll show you the national debt. And listen, we're at $16,700,000,000 in debt, right? That is absolutely ridiculous. We have never, ever been this low, If we keep going on this way, we're going to end up like Greece. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but that is where we are headed. We have to make a change here, all right? I don't care whether you're a Democrat or Republican. That does not matter who you voted for. What you need to realize is we need to make a change. Because if we don't make that change, we're never gonna kick the can the other way. We're kicking the can down the road farther and farther and farther. Eventually, we're gonna hit a wall. But to prevent that, we really gotta pick it up and throw it the other way. Alright, another issue I have with Obama is, and this is gonna probably make a lot of people angry, is the way people are voting. People are voting for him because they're Democrats or they're black, okay? And I am not saying that every black person voted for him. I'm not saying that every white person voted for Romney. I am just saying that 70% of his votes were black people, okay? Now, what I have to address is the Democrats, their most populated store, the store that Democrats mostly shop at, is Air Jordans. The Air Jordan store. A shoe store. Alright? Republicans, they shop at the National Government Association degree. That's our number one store. Alright? What I don't understand is, where is the proof that Obama has actually lowered the deficit? Because he keeps saying he's cut it in half. I have never seen the debt go down. If you go to the U.S. National Debt Clock, it's up all the time. I've never seen it drop once. I've never seen it drop. We're buying too much stuff from China. We have to start making America independent, or we are going to end up like Greece. It's as simple as that. We're buying too much useless stuff. Our government spent $2 billion finding a pen that could work in space, right? The Russians used a pencil. And I don't know what that means to people out there, but if our government is stupid enough to spend our good hard-earned money of Republican and Democrats to find a pen that can work in space instead of donating it to welfare causes, I don't know. And for the first time ever in the history of the United States of America, there are more takers than makers. And a lot of you will realize what that means. If you work, you have a job, and you're earning money. And a maker is someone who works, has a job, and is earning money. A taker is someone who's on disability for an illegitimate reason, for a reason that is not even real. And a taker is someone who doesn't work for their money. They get food stamps. And I know times are tough. I understand that. Times are tough. You're not always going to be able to get a job. There were people in my family who were laid off for months at end. But they still found a way to pay the government. And that's what amazes me, is people without jobs are paying the government with the government's money. Another thing I have to issue is our immigration laws. Okay, because what I don't understand is why we're letting in all these Mexicans, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Mexicans, it's just we're letting in a lot of them. We're letting in a lot of Mexicans, and we're denying genius Indian and Chinese scientists into our country. We're letting dumb Indians come in here. Not saying all Indians are dumb. Not saying that, some aren't. But what I'm saying is we're denying other, nationalities into our country, even though they could really benefit us. I mean, there are some genius Mexican scientists, but I've not heard of really a few that have actually made a huge contribution to the United States of America. I honestly think if we let in more smart people, more people who are makers, our country would be a better place. And, a like or comment would be really helpful. And if you want to hear another talk, just leave that in the comments, and I'll tell you more about what I've heard from the news and what I've heard from just myself. Like or comment would be appreciated. Thank you. Have a good day.